Welcome to the Frontline Focus channel, where we dive into the latest developments. Let's move on to current events. The capture of Stepanivka marks a significant gain for Russian forces, largely due to the village's strategic position. This locale has historically offered a strategic advantage due to its control over vital transportation routes in the region. Such control allows for the enhancement of supply lines and facilitates troop movements, intensifying pressure on surrounding areas. The occupation of Stepanivka could lead to substantial logistical challenges for Ukrainian defense forces. They must now reconsider and potentially restructure their defensive lines and supply routes to mitigate the encroachment and maintain operational effectiveness. The Russian advance towards Kurakhove signals a calculated effort to consolidate control over key towns that serve as access points to larger regional hubs. Kurakhove's proximity to the strategic city of Donetsk makes it critical for accessing industrial and economic resources. Historically, territorial gains in this region have often resulted in heavy combat and complex urban warfare scenarios, necessitating a robust Ukrainian military response. Maintaining control over Kurakhove is crucial for Ukraine to safeguard its infrastructural and resource lines. Advancements near Maksymivka indicate a concerted Russian strategy to envelop Ukrainian positions and exert pressure on their defensive perimeter. This region has seen a fluctuating frontline status in past engagements, highlighting its contested nature. Controlling Maksymivka could significantly disrupt Ukrainian communication lines and undermine their defensive coherency. To counter this, Ukraine needs to implement effective countermeasures, possibly including swift deployments and strategic reinforcements to halt any further enemy progress. The advance near Bohoyavlenka could represent an effort by Russian forces to gain control over agricultural resources, essential for sustaining the regional population and military units. Given the terrain's complexity, control of this area requires either enhanced mechanized units or tactical adjustments for effective territorial management. The result could further isolate Ukrainian military units, requiring them to adapt to maintain access to necessary supplies and support. Moving closer to Kremenabaka demonstrates Russia's strategic goal of gradually encircling fortified Ukrainian positions. The methodical advance suggests a potential strategy to chip away at Ukrainian defenses with an eye toward future operations or negotiations. Historically, engagements in this area have revealed Russian intentions to fortify positions, creating advantageous conditions for subsequent strategic maneuvers or diplomatic leverage. These recent developments reflect Russia's continued strategic initiative to capture key locales, disrupt Ukrainian defensive networks, and potentially set the stage for further negotiations or military actions. The broader geopolitical context must be considered to understand the full impact on military morale and civilian stability in the region. For Ukrainian forces, leveraging lessons from past engagements and quickly adapting with counteroffensives and international support will be critical to maintaining their defensive posture and resilience in the face of ongoing aggression. The evolving conflict demands vigilant monitoring and agile strategic responses to navigate the complexities of the battlefield effectively. Ukrainian forces face threat near Donetsk, reports BILD analyst. Ukrainian forces are at risk of encirclement near the Kurakhove Reservoir in Donetsk as Russian troops advance from two directions. Military analyst Julian Röpcke from BILD highlights the precarious situation, noting Russian movements from the northeast towards the reservoir and simultaneous southern advances from Volodar. Röpcke warns that unless Ukrainian forces retreat, they could be encircled around the city of Kurakhove. The recent capture of Maksymivka by Russian forces and Ukraine's lack of reserves and a secondary defense line contribute to this threat. The Russian advancement is approximately 2 kilometers per day, increasing the danger of another encirclement. Ukrainian forces may be forced to conduct a large-scale withdrawal from around 20 settlements southeast of Andrivka to evade this threat. Ukraine anxiously awaits U.S. election results, reports The Times. Ukraine is closely watching the U.S. presidential elections, which could be crucial for its fight against Russia. Amid expectations for new support from Washington, Ukrainian soldiers face increased attacks, including artillery and drone strikes. The situation, especially near Pokrovsk, has intensified. Ukrainian officer Vitaly Malavidov notes the difficulty of regaining lost positions. With winter approaching and peace talks failing, tensions continue to rise. Prospects of the new U.S. administration raise concerns. Donald Trump has claimed he could end the war in 24 hours, but he blames Zelensky, not Putin. President Volodymyr Zelensky emphasizes that U.S. support is critical, warning that without it, Russia could seize more territory. As journalist Serhiy Dybrov points out, the U.S. has previously left Ukraine in a tough position, such as during the 2014 annexation of Crimea. He stresses the need for new alliances as U.S. influence wanes. An unexpected supporter, South Korea, has begun providing lethal aid to Ukraine, adding a surprising twist to international support dynamics.